Hey guys, how you doing today? Extra windy day today, so I'm taking some shelter in the trees here to hopefully cut down on the wind while I go on my normal walk. Let's talk about Joe Biden's new domestic counterterrorism document that they just released, I believe on Friday or Thursday, literally heading into the weekend, having a good weekend. And the whole time, the weekend is overshadowed by this sort of renewed desire by the Biden administration to kick up a new McCarthy era, right? This document has in it, it focuses groups who are like animal rights activists, like PETA, right? PETA is an organization that has been known to do gray area, somewhat criminal activity. It also focuses on anti-abortion people. It focuses on organizations that are attempting to do, domestic terrorism. And of course, the one that I take note of is that they single out anti-capitalist organizations, saying that if you are against capitalism, you can be called a domestic terrorist. Now, what's interesting about this document, from my perspective, is that I question the reason or the necessity of its existence in the first place. Certainly, destroying property and destroying people's livelihoods is already illegal. It's already a crime to go out of your way to do violence and to organize violently. And so the creation of this document seems to explicitly exist to lay the groundwork to criminalize specific ideologies and to criminalize specific political positions and to control political dissent. It's all well and good to pretend as though the Biden administration is releasing such a document in good faith, but we have seen the Donald Trumps of the world seize power in America, and we're fully aware that it is a hop, skip, and a jump between saying, anti-capitalist anarchists who are going to destroy property in the midst of a protest or a riot should be taken care of, and it's easy to jump from that to here's a gentleman who is doing YouTube videos that are communist in nature and are explicitly anti-capitalist. Let us conflate these two and pretend that they are linked to one another so that we can silence both. As you can tell, this one kind of cuts to the bone for me. I say things on this channel like, capitalists are worthless and we should remove them from the society. They should not be part of the society. We should restructure our society to be rid of the capitalist class completely. We should cease negotiating with them. They should not be part of the society. Does this make me a domestic terrorist? According to the Biden administration, yes. That's very concerning to me as somebody who considers themselves part of a free and open society. Fortunately, I am a Canadian, but I don't know how far that will protect me from the United States' ambition to control and dominate the space around them. Well, now seems like a good time to bring up maybe like, share, subscribe, right? If you want some anti-capitalist content, if you want some communist content, be sure to click the like button. I do live streams 6 to 9 p.m. every weekday. Please come on in, Eastern Standard Time. Please come on in. We have a good community going on. Wonderful people who are attempting to come together in solidarity to deal with this obvious decline that we are experiencing here in the West. And what's scary about this decline now is that it's becoming very obvious that the response from the United States in the face of this decline is not to turn inward and seek healing or unity, as Biden professes, but is instead going to be to simply police the negative consequences of such a decline. That the crime and the desperation and the poverty that are going to occur, like the United States, people of the United States are set to default on their rent at the end of this month. And we're talking tens of millions of people who are going to be evicted from their homes at the end of this month and who have been getting evicted. And so instead of saying, well, let's spend money to actually keep these people housed, let's spend money to actually ensure that everyone has food and shelter, what is the Biden administration doing? The Biden administration is doubling the police recruitment budget. So much for defund the police. So much for this idea that the police will have their budgets reduced and that we can use that money to facilitate other programs that could be more effective for the populace and certainly more popular for the populace. No, that's got to be not part of the situation. What is part of the situation, you might ask? The police get a larger budget. And this is being done, and why this is so terrifying and of note, especially to someone who is a communist and is explicitly anti-capitalist, which in America makes me a domestic terrorist. What is terrifying about this is that the American police forces are the third largest military force in the world. That the strongest military in the world is the American military. The second is the Chinese military, which makes sense given that the Americans are obviously posturing to go to war with China. But the third, after China, is the American police. This document that has come out from the Biden administration sets the stage for civil war. That the Americans and the American press is going to delude itself into believing that, oh, well, the pandemic is coming to an end and so the economy is going to kick back and everybody's going to come back to work and everything will be rip-roaring. The Americans are preparing for a civil war. That the populace understands that the power structures, the police especially, have turned against them. They are not interested in seeking this unity that Biden speaks of. They are not interested in redressing the issues, the internal issues that are a massive problem for the populace. They are simply going to, as I've been saying on this channel the entire time, the wealthy are going to retreat into their palaces, surround themselves with police officers, and criminalize protest and dissent. That should the populace do what must be done in order to push through any kind of meaningful legislation, which is to surround the halls of power in a long, drawn-out protest, as has happened throughout the 30s and the 60s. Should that occur now, the people who are organizing along those lines can be rounded up, declared as domestic terrorists, and put through whatever kind of odd court system the Americans are going to have in place to deal with people whose only crime will be dissenting, as I do on this channel. It's a very scary time for someone like me, who I believe that I am providing a service to the public by informing them that the capitalists have always been lying to us. They've never stopped lying to us, that their grift of trickle-down economics is exactly that, a complete and total grift, that they never intended to improve our lives, that they always intended to make our lives more difficult. You can take a look at Alan Greenspan's work to find out that that's the truth. But now we're entering an era where if I attain larger popularity, not only will I be targeted and likely silenced and removed from this platform or banned in shadow banning or some kind of behind the scenes machinations, but also now I could have police officers come to my door. I can be declared a domestic terrorist. I can be called an enemy of the people simply for holding the position, which I believe to be correct and accurate, that capitalists are worthless. They are a net drain on the society. They do more harm than good. They are not interested in helping us. They are interested in exploiting us and abusing us and plunging our society into wage slavery for their own benefit. That by acknowledging the truth of what capitalism is, I am a domestic terrorist, according to the Biden administration. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of it. But that's the truth moving forward. And so, if you've made it to this point, and you would like me to keep speaking this way about our capitalist system, please be sure to like, please be sure to share, please be sure to subscribe. My Patreon is down below. If you really want to put your money where your mouth is, you can support me. You can pay me to call capitalists out for their worthlessness. Again, I have a live stream, 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I would love to see you there. I would love to see you there, because we truly need to begin organizing against this neo-fascist upswell, this neo-McCarthyism that's going to overtake the society. We need to push back, and we need to be pushing back now. And we have to support leftist voices and leftist initiatives before they become illegal. Under these circumstances, you are doing wonderfully. You're making good decisions for yourself and those around you. I know you are. You are a divine being standing on divine energy, and we could use some of it right now. Good luck. We're going to need it.